Hey, what's up? Welcome back. This is going to be day 10 for the advent of code. We are getting there. We're getting close. So this one is all about syntax scoring. This is kind of like one of those bracket puzzles where you get a bunch of opening or closing parentheses, square bracket, curly bracket, or angle bracket, and then you have to figure out like, oh, is it correct or is it incorrect? And so there's two different kinds of, so this is kind of what the input is going to look like. And in the problem, lines are either incomplete or they are corrupted. So if they are corrupted, that means that they have a closing bracket in the wrong place. If they're incomplete, they just don't finish the whole sequence. And so it talks about these legal chunks versus illegal chunks, but an example of a corrupted chunk is here where it starts with an open paren, but it closes with a square bracket. And so yeah, let's jump into it and start trying to implement this. So we're gonna have day 10. And in here, I'm gonna call it subsystem.rb. That's just kind of like part of the prompt, day 10 spec.rb. And in here, we will require relative. Okay, so the first thing I wanna do is actually write a method or like write a class that represents this line of code. And it's gonna tell us things like, or it'll help us figure out, is there an illegal character? What is it incomplete or corrupted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let's make a new, let's like say rspec.describe line. And we're gonna say it like finds the illegal character. And we can do something like line is described class.new, and we're gonna pass it a line. And the line in this case could be, it could be simple. Yeah, let's just make our own. So we're gonna start with angle bracket, paren, close bracket. Okay, so then we want to close it with, like the wrong thing. So we're gonna close it with a, yeah, let's just close this with a paren right here. So we're gonna expect that line.illegal character to equal the close paren, right? Because this is like the first occurrence of some like invalid thing, like the first invalid bracket. Okay, we don't actually have a line yet, so we'll go to like day 10, and inside of here we'll say class line. And this is gonna be our test. Run it again. Wrong number of arguments given for our initialize method. So we're gonna have our input. At input is input. I'm gonna split it here, .chars. And then illegal character is a method we haven't defined yet, def illegal character. And the way that we're gonna do this is using a stack. So in the last thing, we used a queue to do breadth first search, like yesterday or whatever, day 9. But for day 10, we're gonna use a queue. No, we're gonna use a stack. We're gonna use a stack. So every time we encounter an opening thing, we're gonna push onto the stack. Anytime we encounter a closing thing, we're gonna pop from the stack and compare to see if they match. So this is like a common practice for doing these bracket problems. A stack is a data structure that is sort of like the stack of dishes that you would see at a buffet, where like when you pull a dish off the top as you go to like serve yourself, that's called popping. And when you sort of have like a huge stack of clean dishes and you push them in through the top, that is pushing. So here we're gonna just say stack. And our stack is gonna be something like this. So we're gonna go through each of the characters. So we'll say like input.each do char. And then if the character is closing, so I guess we wanna say like, we wanna have some sort of mapping for each character. So yeah, let's use a bracket map is going to be a hash where we have sort of all the opening ones and what their closing equivalent is. So we're gonna have like a square bracket one, and we'll have a curly bracket one, and we'll have a angle bracket one. I think that's it. There's only like 4, I think, in the problem. So if it's an opening bracket, so if bracket thing keys dot include char, then we want to push them onto the stack. Stack push char. Otherwise, we want to pop from the stack. So, or look at the last one. I don't know, whatever. So stack dot pop. So last char is this thing. So if, and then we have to compare, like, was the one that was on the stack, the last opening one, is that a match for the closing one? So if the bracket map for last char equals char, then we're good. Otherwise, like, I guess if this is not good, then this is what we return char. That'll be our legal character. So let's run this and see. Blah, 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 undefined method input. Okay, we probably don't have a reader for that. Input. Okay, that works. All right, so let's do another line here. So this is like a valid close, and then we'll just make it another square bracket and then expect this is going to give us a square bracket back. Cool. So this is finding illegal characters now. And all right, so some are incomplete and some are corrupted. Find and discard the corrupted lines first. A corrupted line is where a chunk closes with the wrong character. Some of the lines aren't corrupted, they're just incomplete. You can ignore these for now. So stop at the first incorrect closing character, and then, did you know that they have points? So the first illegal character on the line, and look it up in the following table. So this gives us sort of like a mapping between the illegal character and some point value. And then we multiply the characters we found by the point value. All right, so let's see, like, the points or something. Like, I don't know, we'll make a method here, points, and then it's going to be, or point, maybe, yeah. And then we're going to have some mapping, like points mapping. That's going to be this sort of thing that they gave us. Okay. All right, so then the point is going to be the illegal character at the illegal character. Okay, so then I guess, like, let's like make sure that we have the points right too. So expect that the line dot point to equal, and the closing bracket is 3. And this one is going to have the value point of what? Square bracket is 57. And passes. Okay, I should probably break them up and have like different it statements or whatever, different it blocks for those, but whatever, this gets us close enough. And then what we want to do at the end is, so for the total error, for the total syntax error score for this file, you just add up all of the points for all the different lines. So if file is $0, then we want to file.readlines argv.first.map, or I guess .chomp, sure, no, map chomp, .map into line.new, yeah, for that line, right? And that gives us back lines, and then we want to just sum up the lines points, lines dot map the point for that line dot inject. I'm realizing as I'm going through this that we didn't actually we did not actually exclude any of the incomplete. We're only considering the yeah, like our code right now doesn't care if it's incomplete or corrupt. It just like does all the stuff. Example input, and the example input here is this thing. And okay, so then let's see, Ruby day 10 subsystem.rb day 10 input, and we got nothing back. P lines. What? Okay, read lines. Day 10 / example input. Okay, so we got the lines back. Inject undefined method plus for nil class. Okay, so I want this, I think, to be like or 0 maybe for now. Okay, was that right? 26,397, 26,397. Okay, so then we can take our example input, or like our actual input, and add that here. And then we run this against our actual input, and 462,000 something something, 462,000. Where is part 1? Yes, okay, so that is the answer to part 1. So we're able to find the illegal character, find the points for the illegal character, add them up, and return it. So that's kind of cool. Now it says, now discard the corrupted lines. The remaining lines are incomplete. So incomplete lines don't have any correct characters at the end. And so like this is like a totally valid thing. It's not corrupt. It doesn't. The only issue is that it's missing the ending. And so what we want to do is figure out a way to sort of like fix a line that is not illegal. It's just incomplete. So I guess like the other thing we can do here is say like corrupted. And corrupted is going to say like if, or like bang bang illegal character. Like if there is an illegal character, then the line is corrupted. And so I guess like if corrupted, the points are that. Else 0 and I don't know. There's probably, yeah, that seems like a better way to go about doing part 1. But all right, so now let's find a way to figure out how to fix these. So let's look at our spec here, and let's say it knows how to fix the end. I don't know. And maybe we say we want to create some sort of like incomplete line here. So if we just end it right there, then we can say like expect line.fix to equal. And we want this to be like an array of characters that would close out the line. So it's going to be closing curly, then it's going to be closing square, then it's going to be closing paren, then it's going to be closing angle bracket. So we need to write this method fix, and fix will figure that stuff out. So fix is going to be, okay, so how do we figure out what is left over? I guess we want to keep track of this illegal character, like the stack here, at stack, stack, stack. Because at the end, yeah, at the end of calculating the illegal character, we should know what the stack is, and then if we reverse the stack and map it over our bracket mapping, we should get this list. So if there is, if it's not corrupted, and when we call corrupted, that should fire illegal character, populate our stack. So if it's not corrupted, then we want to take at stack.reverse.map onto bracket map. And I don't know, let's see. Okay, we've got nil. Because why? Because it is corrupted? Wait. Okay, so let's see. Okay, corrupted. True, what? Illegal char. Oh, illegal char is returning a whole bunch of things. So this, at the end of this, after we're done iterating, we want to return nil. All right, let's see. All right, corrupted, false. There we go. Okay, at or like, what is the stack right now? So that's the stack. That's what we like sort of worked our way through while we were trying to find the illegal character. We didn't actually find one. And so now the fix is going to be basically all of this stuff, but just upside down, right? So we want to say stack.reverse.map. Okay, let's just see. Okay, we got the right answer. That's super cool. All right, so take out by bug, and then run this, and we should just get, okay, so we got that. We have, at least we're able to like fix a broken line. I mean, we should probably test it with some more examples. I don't know. Let's actually just mess with this thing. Like, yeah, like I think we can make it more complex and it should still give us the same answer. Cool. So that's working. All right. Now there is another tricky thing to this. So there's another mapping of other points. Did you know that autocomplete also has a thing? Blah, blah, blah. It's true character by character. So the last completion would go as follows. Start with a total score of 0. Multiply the total score by 5, then add the value of the square bracket to get a new total score of 2. Multiply this total score by 5 to get 10, and then add the value of that. Okay, so we need this mapping again. And we need like another points or something, like def 0.2, I don't know. And then we also need like points 2. Okay, so inside of 0.2, we want to iterate over the fix.each or fix.map. Let's just keep it easy. So score is 0. We're going to return the score. Fix.each do char. And then points to at char is some value. So we want to do score times equals 5. And then score plus equals that thing, I think, right? So we start with a total score of 0, got it. Multiply the total score by 5, got it. And then add the value of the thing. Okay, got it. All right, let's just see if we got the right points. Expect line dot point 2 to equal what? So square bracket is, or curly bracket is 3. So I think we need 3 plus oh gosh, this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be super annoying. Does it have an example for us? Okay, so if that's the fix, all right, so this is the line. So let's just take this line. So then we expect line dot point 2 to equal something. This thing, I think. Is that right? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. It's so fun when it just, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's like I feel like sometimes when that happens, the test might be failing. I don't know, like, let's just, gosh, okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's say that's the second points. Okay, autocomplete tools are an odd bunch. The winner is found by sorting all of the scores and then taking the middle score. There will always be an odd number of scores to consider. In this case, the middle score is blah. Holy moly. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to map over all of our lines and get the new 0.2. And then this is going to give us like, and then dot sort, sorted lines. And then we need to say puts sorted lines at sorted lines.length divided by 2. I don't know. Let's see. Against the example input, what do we get? We get undefined method each for nil class in 0.2. 0.2. Undefined method each for nil class. So fix is nil. Oh, right. So we want to exclude those that are corrupted. So lines.select where it's not corrupted. And then map it. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. Is this 288.957 something? 288.957. Ah, boom. Nice. So that is against the example. And then if we run it against our own input, holy moly, gosh, 309, boom, 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 boom. That is the puzzle answer. Okay, so, all right, so this bracket pairing problems are fun. Stacks, finding illegal characters, are they corrupted, are they incomplete, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, was there, well, what did we go through in here that may have been interesting? So I'm calling these points to points bracket map. These are all in caps, meaning that they are constants inside of the class. It's like a really convenient way to, I don't know, hard code something that you're not going to mess around with, or to like create some object or some value or some representation that you want to reference, and you would only change it if you were like changing the configuration of the entire system. So if we came back later and we're like, oh, actually our points are blah, we can update this to reflect that. And then, yeah, I think kind of walking through this entire thing was pretty straightforward. I guess like down here, this gets a little bit gnarly. This is just a bunch of like, array manipulation or string manipulation, input manipulation, which is another big part of Advent of Code. And Ruby is really, really good at it. But I would recommend for sure learning select, map, inject, like how to deal with all of these different sort of just enumerable methods that give you results back, or collect results, or filter results, or find results. They can be super, super handy. So yeah, just in this alone, we're mapping twice. We're selecting, we're mapping again, we're sorting, like all of these are enumerable methods. If you haven't seen Ruby's enumerable module, Ruby's enumerable module is like super, super powerful. Look at all these different methods. So like this is all a bunch of different things that you can do on objects that are enumerable. Oh yeah, right, all and any, chain, chunk, count. We used each cons in day one. Yeah, we've used find index, tons, there's just like so many, yeah, include, we used include. There's lots and lots of different methods here. If you're trying to like master Ruby, one thing that can be really helpful is instead of always just reaching for each or just map, like kind of coming in here and trying to see, is there an enumerable method already for this thing? In fact, I don't know about one, but I guess in one of the days recently where we had to see if there was if the length of the losing boards for the bingo problem had only one thing in it, and I didn't know that this method existed, so maybe we'll go back and refactor that. But yeah, go check out the enumerable module, which can be mixed into, it's like how you interact with basically like arrays and collections of things. Yeah, I guess we'll call it there. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.